Welcome back, everyone, to Whole Living Yoga. I'm Liz. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today's practice will be energy boosting. We'll be building some strength through our postures, as well as increasing this idea of personal power. So the areas of the body today that we'll be primarily focusing on will be torso, rib cage, abdominal strengthening, and balance. So we're going to begin with a very energizing breath. So this breath, or pranayama, is Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati is also known as breath of fire. Now, Kapalabhati can be practiced by most. However, if you have uncontrolled blood pressure, or if you have a heart condition, or if you are pregnant, you should not practice this breath. As an alternative to this breath, you can practice belly breathing. So still we're wanting to focus and bring our awareness and attention into the torso, this area surrounding the navel, all the way out and through the rib cage. In the Kapalabhati breath, we have a very passive inhalation and a forceful exhalation. So in the exhalation, we want to consider bringing the navel in toward the spine. The inhalation will be passive and will happen naturally. So it's a bit of a forceful breath. We'll begin to bring some energy and awakening in through the midsection of the body. If you're going ahead and going to practice the full belly breathing, you're simply going to expand the belly on the inhalation, and as you exhale, slowly emptying the belly. So those of us that are going to practice Kapalabhati, we're going to do 20 rounds. We're going to take a pause in the center of 4 natural breaths, and then we'll do a second round of 20 breaths. So it is a rather quick breath. Try to find a nice pace for yourself. It is likely that there might be a sensation of lightheadedness. So, but if it's excessive, please do stop. So you'll also want to make sure that both of your nasal passages are clear. Meaning if you're feeling and noticing any congestion right now, I would suggest that you pause the video, go ahead and get a tissue, clear out your nasal passages, and then come back. Let's go ahead and begin our Kapalabhati. So we'll take a nice deep breath in through the nose and exhale forcefully from the nose. Draw your navel in. Inhale. Big inhale. Exhale slowly. 3 more breaths just like that. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Easy and gentle exhale. Last normal breath here. Inhaling. Exhale. We'll begin our second round of Kapalabhati. If it is helpful for you to keep your hand on the navel, I invite you to go ahead and do so. You can feel the navel pulling back to your spine with each deep exhalation, noticing how passive that inhalation is and how it automatically takes place with the forceful exhalation. So let's begin our second round of 20 breaths. Take a nice inhale through your nose and exhale. Inhale. Long and slow exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last big inhale. Exhale. So you can release your hand now back onto your knees or thighs. Just take a moment to notice the energy. Notice how you're feeling. Keep breathing. Great. Now we're going to go ahead and bring in some more mobility in through the midsection of the body. So keeping the hands relaxed on the knees, we're going to slowly begin to rotate through the rib cage. So taking a moment to sit up nice and tall, really root down, grow tall through the crown of your head, relax your shoulders, and simply begin to bring the rib cage off to the left side. We're going to circle the rib cage forward out to the right and circle it on back. So we're going to take 4 rotations here, keeping the shoulders and the hips as still as you're able, moving around through the rib cage, feeling the sensation of awakening in through the midsection. Now the thoracic area of the spine is not all that mobile, so this might be a bit challenging. Take a moment to pause, take a deep breath in, and exhale. So just do your best to find a bit of mobility here. So this is an unusual way of moving the spine outside of our normal daily movements. So taking a nice breath in, and as we exhale, shifting the rib cage to the right, slowly circling it forward, taking it out to your left, scooping it back, feel the navel coming into the spine, and start to really notice and feel the abdominal muscles here as they hug the bone, pressing back, engaging. Last circle. Great. We're going to come back into center, relax, take a nice deep breath, and let it go. Bring awareness to the center of your body, your torso, just noticing. And from here, we're going to release the arms. We're going to also just take some time to stretch the shoulders. So let's go ahead and bring those arms all the way up overhead. Now here, let's interlace the fingers and drop the palms to the top of the head. Slowly, we'll start to shift the left elbow down. Right arm comes behind the head, sitting nice and tall. And just getting a nice couple of breaths here for the shoulders. So we're also going to be doing some planking in this practice, and therefore we really need to make sure that our shoulders are nice and warm. So we're going to go ahead and give ourselves a nice stretch here, really press the back of your head into the forearm, opening up the shoulder, and then we'll release. We'll come all the way up on that inhale, and as we exhale, coming back down toward the head, and slowly shifting now that right elbow off to the side, finding the back of the head, pressing into the forearm, engaging through the muscles, hugging the muscles, knitting them in toward your ribs so that we don't find the chest to be coming forward, rather sending the head back and really finding a nice stretch into the shoulders. So breathe here. One more breath. Great, we're going to slowly release, bringing the hands up here, looking up toward your thumbs, and let's exhale and release it down. Drop your chin into the chest. Let's bring our head into neutral. Bring your shoulders in toward the ears and just relax them down. We'll take 2 more, reaching up and relaxing down. Great. Let it go. And now from here, we're going to go ahead and move from side to side. So let's go ahead and reach that left hand off to the side. Let's inhale through the right. Take a little lean into that left side. Inhale, coming up. And we're going to move from side to side, reaching up and over. Using your breath, bringing some lateral opening in through the side body. Nice, gentle breaths. One more to each side here. and come back into a neutral position. Now just taking a moment to do some wrist stretching here. So let's go ahead and extend the right hand. Let's grab hold of the fingers here, relax your shoulders, and let's just begin to draw the fingers in toward the chest as we begin to bring a little opening in through the wrists. Making sure that our wrists are prepared for plank pose. Let's release and we'll go to the other side, pressing out, drawing the fingers back, keeping a steady rhythm of breathing. We're going to go back over to the right here, turning the palm down, making a fist, and then go ahead and press forward through your wrist, pulling back the fist. Take another deep breath. And we'll go ahead and switch side, making that fist, turning down the knuckles, reaching forward through the wrist as we draw back the fist. So relax the shoulders, taking 2 more breaths. And let's go ahead and release. And now let's just circle those wrists. So just taking a couple of rotations in one direction. You can go ahead and make a fist or keep open hands. Moving in the opposite direction. And then let's go ahead and shake those wrists out. Great, now we're going to go ahead and bring ourselves into a twist. So I am on a blanket. If you're on a blanket, you might want to remove that from beneath you. And we're going to go ahead and put our right knee out in front and then go ahead and bring that left leg over and across, setting the foot down. If this position is not comfortable for you, a modification would be to extend here your right leg. So right leg can come forward if you need it to. So if you're bringing the foot back, we do want to make sure that our sitting bones are rooted on both sides. You could also place a little blanket off onto the left side if you should need it, but you really want to feel grounded. Let's sit up nice and tall and slowly bring that left hand back and just begin to find a little twist here. So we're bringing a small stretch to the hip as well as just finding a little more rotation and stretch for the midsection of the body here. Taking just another breath here. And we'll slowly begin to come back. Now unraveling the legs, and go ahead and bring that left leg out in front, bringing the right one up over top. And again, just taking a moment to adjust, finding your sitting bones, drawing the knee in toward the chest. Begin to drive that right hand back, sitting nice and tall through the inhalation. As you exhale, you can go ahead and use the right knee here with the hand to help you find that rotation, drawing the belly in, bringing awareness into the navel and the muscles of the torso as you exhale, allowing for you to deepen your twist, taking another breath here. And then slowly releasing. Now from here, we're going to come to kneeling. We're going to move into gate pose. Again, bringing a little more opening into the body laterally. So you may want to bring one block along. We're going to go ahead and sit tall on our shins and knees. Bring the hands onto the hips. We're going to lean into the block here on the right side and go ahead and send your left leg off to the side. Laterally sliding on down that left leg. Maybe go ahead and take your gaze up toward the sky, breathing into the side body, feeling a nice opening through the ribs. As we come down, we're going to go ahead and find our block or the earth. I would place the block onto its lowest position. You can place your hand here, and then we'll inhale. We'll bring that left arm up, and as we exhale, left upper arm comes up over left ear as we stretch now the left side of the body, drawing the belly in. You can take your gaze up, taking one more breath. And slowly we'll go ahead and come back. We'll come back, drawing that leg in and underneath us. Take a moment Bring that block off to the opposite side. You can stand it up to begin, coming to a nice neutral position, and then extending your right foot from here. So extending the right foot, right hand down, inhaling up, and as we exhale, go ahead and leaning in. Extending long through the left arm. Gaze is up toward the sky. And we'll then move to the opposite side. So laying that block down, placing the hand down, inhaling up, exhaling. Reaching long, heart is open, feel the rib cage expanding here. One more breath. And slowly we'll begin to come back up and bringing that knee and shin back. Go ahead and move your block to the front of your mat. And we're going to go into cat-cow from here. So coming into an all-four position, if you're finding that your knees are sensitive, you can go ahead and bring a blanket under your knees. We'll come into cat-cow, nice strong. Remember, we're toning the torso today, so bringing a lot of awareness into this area. Toning the belly, coming into a cat-cow position, and let's begin to soften the chest, taking the gaze forward, and exhale, press it up. Inhaling, and exhale. Keep breathing, opening up through the chest, really bringing focus and awareness into the lift, the engagement of the belly, toning in this area. This practice will also be helping through the digestive system, massaging the digestive organ. Taking just one more. And releasing. Good. Let's come back into a neutral position. Let's go ahead and cross the legs behind us and roll over our feet and come forward. So walking yourself forward to the mat, you can use two blocks here as a modification. We're going to move right into boat pose. So if you're using the blocks for modification, you're going to go ahead and set those blocks out in front of you. And you can bring your heels onto those blocks. Toes are up. We're going to sit up nice and tall, relaxing the tailbone, relaxing the shoulders down, really engaging through the abdominals. So this would be a very modified boat pose, so you can feel free to go here. Those of us that will not use our blocks, we're going to walk those feet in, sitting nice and tall, taking a breath, and lifting the knees, spreading the toes, releasing the hands. Maybe some of us will even straighten through the legs. Come on back, bringing your feet down. Now we'll move into a reverse tabletop. So setting the hands back, fingertips toward your hips, opening up through the heart, rolling the shoulders back and down, sending your feet deeply into the ground. Inhale, and as we exhale, let's go ahead and lift into a tabletop position. So we'll take 3 breaths here. We'll slowly begin to lower the seat, drawing your hips back, extending your legs, sitting into Dandasana here, nice tall sit, so feeling the belly activate to support a tall sit. We'll move forward into Paschimottanasana, forward fold, so let's inhale as you exhale, coming forward. Breathing deeply here for 2 more breaths. Inhaling, bringing the arms all the way up, and as we exhale, coming back down. We're going to move into a reverse plank from here. So fingers are set in a similar position. Lift through the heart center, drawing the shoulder blades back, taking a nice breath in. Begin to turn the toes forward, pressing into the heels, lifting through the belly, through the hips, engaging through the legs for 2 more breaths. Feel the strength here in the body, and slowly release it down. Turning toes up, come back to that Dandasana, keeping the belly engaged. Inhaling the arms up, exhale, folding into our forward fold. Slowly we'll bring the hands back, bending both knees, and let's go ahead and come back into that tabletop. Coming back into tabletop position, we're going to begin to tuck our toes and lift into our first downward facing dog. So as we lift into the down dog, feel the activation of the belly. Start to pedal through your feet, through your heels, finding the length that you need here for your hamstrings. Come into your downward facing dog, bringing your heels to a place that feel comfortable. Remember, a bend in the knees is always a possibility. Take 2 more breaths in your downward facing dog. Relax your head and neck. We're going to go ahead and transition into our first plank pose. So coming into your plank pose, really engaging. So nice, strong plank here. Feel all the muscles in the body, specifically the abdominal muscles, drawing up toward your spine, feeling nice and strong. And so from here, we're going to go ahead and pump up 10 times as if we were going into a down dog, but not fully. So take a nice breath in, and as we exhale, lift, engage the belly, and come down. Lift and come down. Draw the belly up. Think about pulling away from the earth. Breathing. Come down into the plank. Last time, we're going to go all the way up into down dog. So let's press into our downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe and just feel a bit of ease into your shoulders here, taking the weight into your hips. Soften through the upper arms and shoulders. We'll begin now to take the left leg and extend it out. Find a 3-leg dog here. We're going to step right into warrior 1 from here. So bringing that foot forward, turning your right toes, and coming into a warrior 1. So we'll take 3 breaths here, framing the ears with the upper arms, relaxing the shoulders, toning the belly. And we'll move right into our first balance pose from here. So we're going to move into a warrior 3 from this warrior 2. So take a breath here, and as you exhale, lifting your heel, slowly shifting your weight forward, floating through the back leg, reaching forward. As an option, you can take those arms back. You can also bend the standing leg if you need it. Inhaling and exhaling. Slowly bending the knee, taking that hind foot down. Inhale back into your warrior 1. We'll transition to warrior 2. Opening up, adjusting your footing. Arms are extended, heart is open, shoulders are relaxed. Taking your gaze here to the right middle finger. Moving laterally here, we're going to go and reverse our warrior. So setting that left hand back behind the thigh, turning the palm up, reaching back. Keeping the upper arm extended right out from the elbow, taking 3 breaths. Slowly, we'll go ahead and come back into our warrior two position. We're going to cartwheel down, frame our foot, and step back into downward facing dog. So breathe it out. And we're going to move back into a plank pose here. So coming again into our plank pose, rounding through the upper back, being externally rotating the tricep. Take a moment here. We're going to march through our feet here. So nice strong core. We want to try to keep the body still while the legs go ahead and march. So we're going to march them out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in. Last time, out, out, in. Good. Take a moment to breathe here in your plank. We're going to move right into a side plank from here. So we're going to start to roll to the outside of the right foot, stacking the left, reaching up. Hips are up toward the sky. Breathing here. And then slowly coming back down, finding your plank pose. Press back up into downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. We're going to take our gaze forward here, and as we take a breath, we'll step forward through that right foot. Taking a moment to turn out the right, bringing that left hand down outside of the right knee and shin, and reaching up for a side angle pose for 3 breaths. Let's take that extended now and reach the arm long for 3 breaths. Bringing the arm all the way up, and let's just find the waist here with the left hand. Begin to turn your gaze, reaching for one of your blocks, setting the block out ahead of your mat here. We're going to go right into half moon from here. Now from our half moon pose, we're going to go right into triangle pose. So bending in the standing leg, sending that left foot down. You can bring the hand back onto the hip, straightening the front leg, reaching up and sliding down. 3 breaths here. Keeping the spine long through the crown of your head. We're going to press through our feet and slowly come back up. Coming up, turning now the right set of toes forward, and we're going to move to the right side. Now, as we move to the right side, we'll be reversing the standing poses that we did on this side. So go ahead and bring your blocks over to the other side. Bringing our feet hip distance apart. Begin to turn the left set of toes off to the side. Taking a breath, extend your arms. Inhale as we exhale, going first into that triangle pose. So we're starting into the triangle pose. We lift up, hips are open, toning the abdominal or torso area. And then begin to bring the hand down. You can place it to the back of your back or even hand on hip. Begin to rotate your gaze, finding your block, set it out, little bend in the knee. Stepping that hind leg in, maybe walking that block out just a little further and coming into our half moon. Reaching, lengthening. One more breath. And slowly begin to bend that standing leg, bring that hind foot back, bring that block off with you. Extended side angle. Let's take it all the way over for 3 breaths. And from here, we're going ahead and bring that right hand down. You can shift your blocks off to the side, stepping back into downward facing dog. Coming into your down dog and breathing. We're going to go ahead and go into that plank pose, and we'll come into a side plank. So coming into that side plank, finding the side of your left foot, bringing the arm up. Take 2 more breaths. And then we're going to go ahead and come back into that plank, and we're going to go ahead and march again through the feet. So nice high plank. Think about pressing away from the earth, rounding the upper back, toning the belly, stepping out, out, in. Try to keep the body as still as possible. Marching out, out, in. Out, out, in. 2 more. Last one. Great. Take a breath in and press it up into downward facing dog. Breathing in and out. Keep the breath flowing. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Good job. We're going to go ahead now and bring that right leg up toward the sky as we find 3-leg dog. Inhale, and as we exhale, stepping that foot forward as we begin to come into a warrior 1 position here. Warrior 1, holding here for 2 more breaths. And we'll transition to that warrior 3 pose. Now, blocks can also be used in your warrior 3. If you'd like to try that with your blocks, you can go ahead and frame your feet out in front of your feet with the blocks. We'll lift the hind heel, start to shift the body forward, and start to float the leg. If you're using the blocks, you'll bring the hands to your blocks and extend on back. And then just explore extending 1 arm at a time. Slowly bending at the knee, coming back down, and opening up to that warrior 2. We're going to reverse the warrior, taking it back. 3 breaths. And then we're going to go ahead and windmill it down, lifting the heel, stepping back to downward facing dog. Now from down dog, we're going to come into high plank again. Settling into your high plank, and we're going to go ahead and do those 10 pump ups again. Really engaging through the abdominals, drawing the abdominals in toward the spine for 10. Take a nice breath in, and lift, and lower. Good. Keep breathing. Last two. And on this final one, we're going to go all the way back into a downward facing dog. Releasing those heels down, extending long, shifting your weight back into your hips. Really drawing the belly up, feeling the warmth and the heat of the belly. Coming back down to tabletop. And then we're going to go ahead and go into child's pose from here. So knees come wide, big toes come together. Go ahead and come into a child's pose for a moment. Just breathe it out. Just tuning into the rhythm of your breathing. Try to find that easy, natural rhythm for your breath. Notice the energy in the body. And we're going to come on up from that child's pose. Bring your knees in. And we're going to slowly come down onto the mat through our bellies. We'll move into locust pose from here. We're going to pulse in with the breath in the locust pose. We're going to come down, adjust through your pelvis, bringing the arms down the side of the body. Forehead comes down, turning the palms so that they meet the earth. Legs are on the ground. They can be together. Tops of feet are into the mat. We're going to lift and lower, so really focusing here on the abdominal region. So feel your navel, the area around your navel, conforming and pressing into the earth. Keep that nice rooted sensation here through the pelvis and the hips as well. So the whole abdominal area really pressing into the ground as we lift the head, lift the arms, and lift the legs. So take a nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, lift, and slowly lower. We have 4 more. Feel the strength. Lifting 2 more. Last one. And slowly lower. Bring the hands under the forehead. You can go ahead and bend your knees and just take the feet from side to side. Breathing in and out. We're going to be moving into bow pose from here. So we'll be stretching the front of the belly. As we're in our bow pose and you're breathing, I want you to notice if you can tune into a subtle rocking of the body through your breath, really expanding the belly into the mat. And as you exhale, noticing that rocking sensation. So let's go ahead and keep those bent knees now neutral toward the sky. We'll release the forehead down, bring the hands off to the side of your body, and then one hand at a time, reaching back for your ankles, for the tops of your feet. Drawing the heads of the shoulder down the back, flexing the feet, keeping the knees behind your hips here. Let's take a breath. As we exhale, lifting knees, lifting thighs, lifting heart, pressing into the heels or the ankles with the hands. And now just take 3 breaths here. Fill the belly and exhale. Keep a nice long spine through your neck. Last breath. Excellent. Let's lower down the thighs, lower down the forehead. Take a moment. And then releasing the ankles one at a time. You can bring the hands back underneath the forehead. Elbows are wide. Take the legs down. Now rolling the heels externally, big toes coming in. And just take a moment here to breathe. Let everything go. And now we're going to slowly begin to come on up. Let's lift our head. Let's bring the hands beside the chest. let's come back into a tabletop position. So coming into a tabletop, let's sit back into a child's pose. Extend it out, just breathe and really check in with the energy level of your body. Notice how toned your abdomen might be feeling here. Maybe the ribs find some space. And lastly, we're going to come back onto our bellies and we're going to go ahead and take a twist on our bellies. So we're going to come down. If your blocks are out in front of you, you'll go ahead and scoot those over. You're going to go ahead and extend our right arm, placing your head down on the right arm, bringing your hand to the mat, and just begin to bring your left knee out to the side. Then we'll extend the left arm. We'll take a breath here. And as we exhale, slowly start to lift that left arm and circle back. You can take the right arm and reach out for your knee. Take your gaze to the left. Take a few moments to breathe here. Slowly we'll come out of it. You can go ahead and bring that right arm up, come back, drawing that leg back. Take a moment on your belly, rock your hips. Changing arms, left arm comes down, head rolls on. Right hand comes to the chest area as you roll yourself off to the side. Begin to take a bend in that right knee. Then you can extend the right arm and slowly bring yourself around. You can bring that left hand outside of the knee here. Turning your gaze. Breathing. Slowly we'll bring ourselves back. Extending the arm, coming back onto your belly. Take a moment to rest your head down, just be in the body. Relax your shoulders and bring the big toes in together. Heels come off to the side. And let's just take 4 breaths here, really focusing on the abdomen, the area all around the navel. Pressing into the earth, and as you exhale, lifting the navel in toward the spine. Make a nice deep connection with the ground as your belly expands in that inhalation. Feel the muscles contracting. Nice gentle massage here for the abdomen, for the digestive organs. Last breath. You're going to slowly lift the head and slowly bring yourself onto your backs. Let's come onto our backs. Settle yourself onto your mat. We'll go ahead and bring those knees into the chest. Just take a moment to contract, draw the navel in. We'll release both feet down and take a nice long stretch here. So just noticing your midsection of the body, particularly deep breath, really knit your ribs down into the ground. And then we'll slowly begin to exhale the arms down part way. Press the top of your head in and roll the shoulders back and down, taking one foot off at a time toward the edges of your mat. Now press into your heels, lift your glutes, allowing for the pubic bone to roll up. Externally rotating your thighs, relaxing your toes off to the side. Taking a deep breath in, really expanding through the navel. Exhale, let it go, navel dropping towards spine. 4 more big breaths. Keep your focus into the navel, expanding. Exhale, navel to spine. Inhaling. Exhale. Now closing your eyes. Coming into a neutral rhythm of breathing with the focus maintained here at the navel, the center of the abdomen. Bring your awareness into the rise and the fall. Softening your face and your body. And maybe visualizing the color yellow or gold, like the golden sun. And as you visualize the sun, bringing your awareness into the navel center, and maybe just imagining the color yellow or the warmth permeating out, spreading out from the navel into your limbs, to the side body, out to the chest and down the arms. Feel the energy expanding out. Nurturing the body. Feeling that yellow glow really working its way all the way through the body. Noticing sensations. And stay as long as you wish in this beautiful golden glow energy. It's energized but yet relaxed feeling. The sense of having deep confidence and the will to accomplish whatever it is that you would like to accomplish. May you feel strengthened, the power and the will to accomplish anything at all that you would like to accomplish. Bringing hands together at heart, gently bowing toward heart center as you take a moment to maybe set an intention here for the balance of your day. Allowing for the strength, the endurance that we were able to cultivate here during this practice to move with you throughout your day. Thanks again for joining me. May the peace and the light in me honor the peace and the light in each of you. Namaste.